Thank you to World of Warships for making this video possible. Bayern Munich traveled to Santiago Bernabeu to take on Real Madrid in the second leg of the semi-finals. If you didn't get a chance to see my analysis on the first leg, I know a lot of you weren't able to, head on over to my second channel. The link is in the description. You can find previous Champions League games and more over there, so make sure to check it out. Bayern were trailing with 1 goal, and because of Real's 2 away goals, even if Bayern scored 1 in this game, they would have to score another one. This meant that Zidane could afford to set his team up to counter Bayern's tactics, as opposed to looking for goals. That was not the priority. Zidane, after learning a thing or two from the first leg, decided to go with a 4-4-2 with Vázquez as a right back since Carvajal was injured. I will go into more detail after we take a look at Bayern Munich. Alaba just returned from an injury, while Tolisso came in for Javi Martinez, who picked up a slight knock. Jupp Heynckes still had Vidal, Neuer, Robben, Boateng, and Coman on the sidelines. Jupp Heynckes knew he had to go out and attack right from the start. So he decided to play Tolisso and James as box-to-box midfielders, with Thiago as a deep-lying midfielder, while the fullbacks were the widest players on either wings most of the time. This allowed Müller and Ribery to come inside from time to time. And we know that when the wingers came deep in the first leg, another player tried to get in behind. It was the same story in the second leg. When getting into the final third, Bayern flooded Madrid's defense and had 6 players at times as opposed to 5 Madrid defenders. They were still using vertical passes in the build-up to get upfield, just like they did in the previous leg of this tie. And pressed just like before, forcing Real Madrid to play on one side of the field while blocking the channels in the middle. Due to all of this, Bayern had the upper hand when starting the game and attacked aggressively looking for a goal, so it's no wonder Bayern got a breakthrough in the 3rd minute of the game. Kimmich goes into the box since Müller's on the right wing. Ramos should have done better with the clearance. Having said that, Zidane was prepared to defend against Jupp Heynckes' all-out attack, but he had Carvajal, his first choice right back, injured. So instead of playing Nacho, who struggled a bit against PSG if you remember, he played Vázquez as a right back. Vázquez was given the task to stay tight with Ribery when the ball was upfield. But once Bayern were in Madrid's half, Vázquez stayed back no matter where Ribery went. This was done in response to Bayern finding spaces on the wings after a winger dropped deep. Modric came over to mark any deep Bayern player on the right, allowing Vázquez to stay back in his position. This was a crucial decision by Zidane, and it worked out in favor of Madrid for the most part. Let's break it down even more. As you already know, Jupp Heynckes sent his fullbacks forward right from the start. Alaba basically became a left winger after Ribery dropped deep or drifted inside whenever Bayern had possession in Madrid's half. This time around, Zidane was prepared to leave Ribery open whenever he dropped deep to ensure they covered the wings first. Notice how Vázquez staying back takes care of the runs on the left wing while Modric marks Ribery in the midfield. Madrid pressed with high pressure all over the field, but stopped as soon as the goalkeeper got involved in the play, forcing Bayern to play through the pressure or go long. Ronaldo was helping in defense more than usual. This meant that Madrid got even more isolated when breaking quickly. That was Real Madrid without the ball. With the ball, when in Bayern's half, only Kovacic and Kroos stayed back, alongside Ramos and Varane, while everyone else, including the fullbacks, made their way forward. This allowed the fullbacks to be involved in attacks by becoming the widest players on the wings and then defend against Bayern's widest players when needed, so they were strictly staying by the line. As a result, Asensio and Modric were tasked with playing in the half spaces, while Ronaldo and Benzema roamed around in the final third. Carvajal is usually tasked with stretching the game by being the widest player on the right wing, but since he was injured, Marcelo took over his responsibility of stretching the game on the left wing, which allowed Madrid to get upfield quite easily at times. In the 11th minute of the game, Real Madrid stretches the play through Marcelo, trying to get upfield through the left wing, which leads to this. After the goal, Bayern increased their intensity and tried to get another goal as quick as possible. Since Vázquez is not even a defender and Carvajal was out, Bayern targeted the left side of the field when attacking. For some time, Madrid were able to deal with Bayern targeting the left wing, but after the goal, since Bayern increased their intensity, Alaba basically became a left winger. This started messing with Vasquez because he was forced to mark Alaba, leaving Ribery open. Or when Ribery was in the half space, Vasquez stayed with him to not allow any space in behind, leaving Alaba open, who was staying wide on the left wing for this exact reason. To create even more space for Ribery on the left wing, Alaba stayed up to occupy Vasquez while Ribery picked up the ball. Ribery then ran at Vasquez, making it a 2v1 at times. Bayern's midfielders were constantly trying to get in behind Madrid's midfield, time and time again. The wingers were also actively trying to drag away players from the middle to create spaces for other players to run into, and came extremely close to scoring their second. Heynckes should have done better. Madrid were mostly relying on counterattacks to get them afield. Or tried to play around Bayern's high pressure from the back, which almost earned Madrid a goal. Madrid had their fair share of chances and could have been easily leading 2-1 if they were more clinical. The first half ended with Madrid leading with 1 goal on aggregate. Before we get into the second half, I would like to go into a bit more detail about World of Warships, probably my favorite free-to-play action and strategic game at the moment. It's a massive game where you command naval fleets, featuring some of history's most iconic war vessels. The weather effects are beautiful and make each battle unique. It takes about 6 months on average to create a ship from scratch. That should give you an idea of just how hard the developers over at Wargaming are working. Since the game has launched in 2015, more than 200 ships from 8 different nations have been added. World of Warships currently has over 7 million players worldwide. If you would like to be one of them, go ahead and click the link in the description and use the code TryWarships2018 to get tons of free in-game stuff like 1 million credits, 250 doubloons, 3 days of premium, Campbelltown, which is a premium ship, and a port slot, all just for using the code TryWarships2018. Do me a favor and support the channel by checking the game out. I'm sure you'll not be disappointed. As soon as the second half started, this happens out of nowhere, which makes Bayern's job even more difficult. That was very poor from the Bayern goalkeeper. He attempted to catch it first, but then realized that he would give a free kick away, so he decided to kick it. It's still poor nevertheless. Bayern had the worst possible start to the second half, and now they had to score 2 goals without a reply if they wanted to reach the final. Madrid continued to cause Bayern trouble with their high pressure and counterattacks, while Ronaldo was still tracking back more than usual to make sure Madrid had enough players to defend. Ronaldo came very close to getting inside the second goal of the game, and he definitely should have done better here. After conceding the goal, Bayern started committing even more players forward in hopes of getting back into the tie. Bayern now had more possession than Real Madrid and kept trying to get at least 1 goal, which would shift the momentum on Bayern's side. Jupp Heynckes' team had a lot of chances to score their second goal of the game, but they were just not clinical enough. Eventually, in the 63rd minute of the game, Bayern get a goal through a former Real Madrid player, James Rodriguez. Asensio was forced to play as a left wing-back for the most part, since Müller was occupying Marcelo after cutting inside. In the 72nd minute, Casemiro and Bale came on for Kovacic and Benzema. Bale was brought in to make runs in behind since Bayern were so preoccupied with attacking. Madrid kept on trying to hurt Bayern on counterattacks and got very close to doing just that. While Bayern kept on attacking until the final whistle, looking for their third away goal, which would help them advance to the finals. The game ended with Real Madrid advancing to the final of the Champions League, where they will take on Liverpool on 26th of May. Do you guys think Madrid were the better team over the 2 legs? Or was it Jupp Heynckes' Bayern Munich who were the better team in this tie? I would love to hear what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments below. Follow me on social media to keep up to date with my channel. All the links can be found in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you to Kale Mombongo, Anthony, Tej Mullen, Shawshank BR, and more patrons for supporting this channel on Patreon. If you like what I do and would like to support the channel, check out the Patreon page by clicking the link in the description or the pop-up on the top right. Don't forget to check out the sponsor for this video, World of Warships. The link is in the description.